Mountainboarding, also known as dirtboarding, offroad boarding, and all-terrain boarding, is a well-established if little-known action sport, derived from snowboarding. A mountainboard is made up of components including a deck, bindings to secure the rider to the deck, 4 wheels with pneumatic tires, and 2 steering mechanisms known as trucks. Mountainboarders, also known as riders, ride specifically designed boardercross tracks, slopestyle parks, grass hills, woodlands, gravel tracks, streets, skateparks, ski resorts, BMX courses and mountain bike trails. It is this ability to ride such a variety of terrain that makes mountainboarding different from other board sports. History. Origins. Morton Hellig's Supercruiser Inc. was the first company to manufacture and retail the all-terrain dirtboard, patented in 1989. Mountainboarding began in the UK, the United States and Australia in 1992. Unknown to each other, riders from other board sports started to design and build, and eventually manufacture boards that could be ridden off-road. This desire to expand the possible terrain that a boarder can ride created the sport of mountainboarding. UK. Dave and Pete Tatham, Joe Inglis and Jim Aveline, whilst looking for an off-season alternative to surfing and snowboarding, began designing boards that could be ridden down hills. Inglis developed initial prototypes, and in 1992 Nosno was started. Extensive research and development produced the Nosno truck system, which enabled the boards to be steered and remain stable at high speeds. Nosno boards utilized snowboard bindings and boots, with large tires for rough ground, and the option for a hand-operated hydraulic disc brake. USA. In 1992, after having snowboarded at Heavenly Valley Resort in Northern California, friends Jason Lee, Patrick McConnell and Joel Lee went looking for an alternative for the summer season. Not finding anything suitable, they co-founded Mountainboard Sports in 1993 to build boards that they could use to carve down hills. The original MBS boards, known as frame boards, had a small wooden deck, metal posts to hold the rider's feet, a tubular metal frame connecting trucks which use springs to enable steering and thus create the carving sensation that the MBS co-founders were looking for. The first recorded mountainboarding act occurred in the summer of 1978, when local skateboarder Mike Motta, residing in Medford, Massachusetts, navigated down a hill known as Seven Bumps in Malden, Massachusetts on a bet, using a standard Franklin skateboard. Australia. John Milne developed a 3-wheeled version of a mountainboard in 1992 in his spare time during periods of very poor surf. It used a unique steering system to emulate surfing on land. It had 3 wheels and a skate-style deck with no bindings. Mid to late 90s. For the early days of invention, there has always been a competitive element in mountainboarding, encompassing racing, freestyle and downhill. Competitions have been organized in the USA since 1993 and in the UK since 1997. In the same year, the ATB UK, the national governing body for mountainboarding in the UK, was born. As a non-profit making organisation, it represented and promoted the sport by parting riders' interests first, promoting safety, sanctioning events, providing training, and sourcing funding to put on the ATB UK National Series, an annual series of competitions. The competitions did much to promote the sport, and in 1998 mountainboarding had an estimated participation of over 1 million athletes worldwide. The components evolved, and the sport continued to grow. MBS developed the open heel binding, the channel truck, the egg shock, and the reverse V-brake system, and sold boards in around 30 countries worldwide. In 1998 Maxtrax started distributing MBS mountain boards in the UK and Europe. future. As of recent, there have been some powered mountain boards gaining traction in the board enthusiast world. Small gas or electric motors attached to allow for mountain boarding to be done on flat ground to climb hills rather than just going downhill. Sebastian Falliard has been making the most forward progress and innovations in recent years with his Nitro boards line that features a 4-stroke gas engine and higher performance boards. Equipment. Board components. Deck. Mountain board decks are the part that most of the components are attached to, and provide the base for the rider to stand on. They are generally from 90 to 110 centimeters in length, and can be made from a range of construction methods and materials. For example, high-specification boards may be made from composite carbon and glass-reinforced plastics, possibly with a wooden core. Similarly made to a snowboard deck. Basic decks are generally made using laminated wood pressed into shape, comparable to a longboard deck with larger dimensions and a different shape. There are variable characteristics such as flex, weight, shape, length and tip angle that can be catered for in customer stock boards from a variety of manufacturers. Trucks are the components made up of a hanger, damping and/or spring system, and axles which attach the wheels to the deck. They also have the mechanisms required to allow the board to turn. Skate trucks have a rigid axle and a top hanger with a single bolt and bushings, also called rubbers or grommets, that provide the cushion mechanism for turning the mountain board. The bushings cushion the truck when it turns. The stiffer the bushings, the more resistant the mountain board is to turning. The softer the bushings, the easier it is to turn. A bolt called the kingpin holds these parts together and fits inside the bushings. Thus, by tightening or loosening the kingpin nut, the trucks can be adjusted loosely for better turning and tighter for more control. Skate-style mountain board trucks are similar to skateboard trucks but more robust and with a longer axle. Channel trucks are common on mountain boards and are made up of an axles mounted to the truck bottom piece, which is suspended from a top hanger by a kingpin. They are mounted to the deck using nuts and bolts through the hanger part, on an angle. When the board is tilted laterally, the axles turn together to angle the wheels in the direction of the turn. Two polyurethane dampers, sometimes known as egg shocks, are mounted between the hanger and the axle housing on each truck to provide resistance to the lean of the rider during turning. Springs are mounted in the same place with the dampers inside them. The shocks present in channel trucks are there to dampen the turning system, and help reduce the oscillations of the trucks on the board, commonly described as speed wobble. The springs are there to return the deck to center after a turn has been performed. Neither of them to provide suspension between the deck and axles. They have a kingpin that can't move vertically, which prevents this. Also, the effectiveness of springs as employed in current channel truck designs is open to debate. In that coil-over-oil shock, the extension of the spring is dampened as well as contraction. In a channel truck design, this is not the case, as the damper sits freely inside the spring. Therefore, only contraction is dampened, not extension. This means that when a spring ceases to be under load and extends, it can extend past the equilibrium point. Nosnare trucks use two kingpin-type bolts to create a floating pivot, an axle with a plate into which the bolts go, an angle base plate that attaches to the deck, and polyurethane bushings to dampen the turn. The amount of turn available in the trucks can be adjusted by tightening the bolts or by using bushings of different hardness. A similar design was adopted by Howler Mountain Boards for the limited time that they manufactured boards. Bindings involve adjustable straps that hold the rider onto the board while allowing room to move his feet. Snowboard bindings, ratchet strap bindings, Velcro bindings, bar bindings, eel straps. Wheels are made up of plastic or metal hubs and pneumatic tires ranging in size of 8 to 13 inches. The 8 inches wheel has evolved into the best choice for freestyle riding, and also an all-purpose wheel for general riding. Larger wheels are more useful to the downhill rider, granting the rider access to high-speed runs and more stability when traveling at speed. Tires. Various tires have been made available by different mountain board manufacturers, giving riders a choice of tire specifications. For example, the thickness of the tire is variable between tires, usually either 2 or 4-ply. 2-ply tires are lighter, but more susceptible to punctures than 4-ply tires. There is a variety of tread patterns available, ranging from street slicks to deep tread designed for maximum grip with split centerbeams to channel water away. Width and diameter is also variable. Brakes are generally reserved for big mountain riding where riders need an increased ability to control the speed over long runs. The brakes are most usually attached to both front wheels of the mountain board rather than the rear to give greater braking efficiency and reduce the chances of the rear wheels locking up and skidding. They are operated via a handheld lever which when pulled causes both brake mechanisms to work simultaneously. There are 4 types of brakes used on mountain boards. Mechanical drum brakes. Those brakes use brake drums attached to the wheel with the 5-wheel screws. They are cheap and brake rigidly but get extremely hot and tend to melt the plastic hub. Good emergency brakes only, not any good for long steep hills. There is currently no heat-resistant hub where they would attach to, which could however be easily made of VG alloy. Hydraulic disc brakes. Hydraulic disc brakes use rotors attached to the hubs with hydraulically operated brake mechanisms that force ceramic pads against the rotors to affect braking. Advantages include high braking power and reliability. Disadvantages include cost, vulnerability of the discs, heat buildup, and weight. Hydraulic rim brakes. Hydraulic rim brakes use the hub, or preferably a bolt-on metal disc as the braking surface for hydraulically operated brake mechanisms that push polyurethane blocks against the braking surface. Advantages include good braking power and good modulation. Disadvantages include possible damage to bearings. Cable pull V brakes. Cable pull V brakes also use the hub or metal discs as a braking surface. The hand-operated lever pulls a metal cable to push polyurethane blocks against the braking surface. Advantages include low cost, low weight, and easy installation and maintenance. Disadvantages include low braking power, and the need to be regularly adjusted. Protection. Mountain boarders wear a range of protective equipment while riding. Helmets are designed to protect the wearer's head from falls and damage to the brain. There are 2 types: full face, which provides more protection to the wearer, and open face, which provides greater visibility for the wearer. Wrist guards are designed to protect the wearer's wrists from impacts. They come in 2 types, gloves and wraparounds, but both include plastic splints which prevent the wearer's wrists from bending backwards during a fall and protect the palms against cuts and grazes. Elbow pads are designed to protect the wearer's elbows from impact during falls. Sometimes forearm guards are incorporated into the elbow pads. Knee pads are designed to protect the wearer's knees from impact during falls. Padded shorts are designed to protect the wearer's hips, coccyx, and buttocks from impact during falls. Body armor is designed to protect the wearer's upper body, arms, shoulders, and back from impact during falls. Disciplines. Mountainboarding has 4 main disciplines: downhill timed one-man descents, usually relatively long courses in the mountains, sometimes referred to as big mountain. Boardercross, 2 to 4-man racing on a specifically designed track. Freestyle slopestyle, performing tricks on a slopestyle course consisting of multiple jumps, rails and innovative features. Big air, performing tricks including grabs, spins and inverts over jumps. Jibbing, similar to slopestyle except with the focus on smaller, more technical features such as rails, quarterpipes, drops and smaller kickers. Free riding, non-competitive riding over a range of natural terrain including woodland. Similar sports. Similar all-terrain board sports include dirt surfing and kiteboarding. Crossover sports: skateboarding, streetboarding, surfing, snowboarding, wakeboarding, mountain biking, sandboarding, dirt surfing, grassboarding. Media. The following are some of the numerous publications Mountainboarding has had in various news media outlets and other media, including for the annual Mountainboard US Open in Snowmass and the Twilight Showdown Mountainboard Championships. Historical magazines: Offroad Boarding magazine, founded in 1999 with its editor Brian Bishop and other dedicated riders. It ran numerous pictorials, US riding spots, rider profiles and carried virtually no ads. It started small, and was given away at comps and shops. The last issue of the mag was printed in full color and a new name, Mountainboard magazine. The new title was later adopted by a UK publisher, All Terrain Boarding magazine aka ATB Mag, the longest-running, 4 years, and only mountainboard magazine to make it onto mainstream newsagent shelves. Distributed worldwide, it ran to 39 copies and one photo album featuring the work of Paul Taylor. ATB Mag was also responsible for the creation of the World Freestyle Championships, running it for the first 2 years. It also created the World Series, taking place in 12 countries. ATB Mag sponsored a team of riders, who were later sponsored by Exit. The team featured Tom Kirkman, Laurie Kay, Alex Downey, Ollie Morrison, Arno van den Vegve, I.G. Wilkinson, Jack Tew and Tua Lovejoy. 2005 saw the team take to Europe and ride in 7 countries following the World Series tour. In 2006 the magazine made its final issue. SKA's Mountainboarding zine was first published in July 2004 as a paid-for magazine. However, subsequent issues were published and distributed for free both as a printed hard copy version and on the internet as a downloadable PDF. It was announced in October 2006 that issue 12 would be the final issue. Mountainboard magazine was produced by the same people who created SKA's, and it was rebranded to suit changing trends in mountainboarding, and a cover charge was introduced to help pay for the costs involved in producing the magazine, as the advertising featured was sufficient. Only one issue was ever printed. Mountainboarding Video Magazine, the only video mag to showcase mountainboarding from around the world. This publication only made 9 issues, co-produced and edited by Justin Rhodes, Van der Witt, and Brett Dooley. UK ATB ran for 6 years between 2000 and 2006 and was the first website to feature in-depth advice and tips from board maintenance to ramp building, and trick tips. At its peak, the site attracted over 10,000 unique visitors a month. Movies: Johnny Kipafala, Back on Board is the 70th Disney Channel original movie and is the sequel to the 1999 film Johnny Tsunami. Its popularity encouraged people to take interest in the extreme sport. TV Mountainboard Osais's TV coverage of the 2009 Nosno World Downhill Championships, from the French TV channel Savoir CTU. History Channel. The history of extreme sport on the History Channel, featuring mountainboarding and many other board sports. They Think It's All Over. Pete and Dave Tatham from Nosno taking part in Guess the Sportsman on BBC's sports comedy program They Think It's All Over. Park City TV. What is mountainboarding? The Utah Dirt Star Army team on Park City TV in late 2005. Good Morning Utah. The Dirt Star Army live on Good Morning Utah 2005. U.S. Open Mountainboard Championships 2006, held in Snowmass, Colorado. JSP-TV talks with the youth division winner and the director of the Dirt Dogs. Toasted TV. Interview with Mountainboard's team rider Ryan Slater on the Channel 10 show Toasted TV. Domino's Pizza. That Was Puff commercial featuring mountainboarders Ryan Slater, Clint Farquhar, Marcus Lubitz, Adam Zemunich. Horizon TV. Willing and D-Max World Series Mountainboard 2007. Rock On TV report on WDR on the Mountainboard Park opening in Winterberg. At your leisure. The Dirt Star Army TV report on Utah's DSA Mountainboard team ripping up the Park City Dirt Jumps. Top Gear TV item showing a staged race between Tom Kirkman and a Mitsubishi Evo rally car in Bowler Wildcat. Friday download. Kids TV report on mountainboarding. Newspapers and AMP magazines. The Guardian. What do snowboarders do when faced with the perennially powderless slopes of the UK? They find the nearest verdant hill and hurtle down it. Tim Moore and Son go gung-ho in Surrey. The Telegraph. Johnny Beardsall loses balance and bottle as he faces a 40 miles per hour slalom on a mountainboard. Men's Health. Fancy traveling at speeds of 60 miles per hour on a board down a mountain. Read on. Public service, community. The Dirt, US-based mountainboard blog and AMP news site. Surfing Dirt, International Mountainboarders Community Forum. Remolition, free mountainboard webzine with regular features. Mountainboarding.A, beginner mountainboard riders website. Competitions. World Freestyle Championships from 2005 to 2008 was named Fat Face Night Air WFC. From 2009 to 2010 was named Battle of Bugs. 2004 Leon Robbins, USA. 2005 Tom Kirkman, UK. 2006 Alex Downey, UK. 2007 Arno VDV, Belgium. 2008 Rennie Miles, UK. 2009 Tom Kirkman, UK. 2012 Matt Brind, UK. World Downhill Championships 2009 Pete Tatham, UK. 2010 Pete Tatham, UK. 2011 Pete Tatham, UK. 2012 Jonathan Charles, UK. World Boardercross Championships 2013 Cody Stewart, USA. Martina Lipolis-Ita. 2014 Matt Brind, UK. Martina Lipolis-Ita. European Downhill Championships 2009 Pete Tatham, UK. 2010 Jonathan Charles, UK. 2014 Matt Brind, UK. European Mountainboard Tour 2010 Arno VDV, Belgium. European Mountainboard Challenge 4 Cross 2010 Marcin Starczyk Pol Senkubarczyk, Sir. 2011 Marcin Starczyk Pol Senkubarczyk, Sir. 2012 James Wanklin, UK. Sonia Nicolaou, Rom. 2015 Dordazac Pol Senkubarczyk, Sir. Governing bodies. Below are a list of organizations who act as governing bodies for mountainboarding around the world. The IMA aims to help worldwide mountainboard scenes promote their events, identify the best dates, find some useful guidelines, and promote the sponsors. The ATBA UK is a non-profit making organization that represents and promotes mountainboarding in the UK by putting riders' interests first, promoting promoting safety, sanctioning events, providing training, communicating their actions and decisions to members and sourcing funding. The French Mountainboard Association is a community that publicizes events, news, and other information relating to French mountainboarding. It's the site of the Portuguese community that publicizes events, news, and other information relating to Portuguese mountainboard and kite landboard community. They also organize demo days when they provide material that will give people a new experience and thus promote the sport. It's the site of the official Italy Association and community that publicizes events, news, and other information relating to Italian mountainboard and kite landboard community. The Mountainboard Italian Association is the network for the local mountainboard community. Mountainboard in Italy is official present in the CONI within the FIHP, and MIA is the contact officer for the Mountainboard. The Australian Mountainboarding Community, Associatio Catalana de Mountainboard.